Welcome back to the Dargo Show. Today I'm back at Forza Horizon 5 to do a very special engine swap. This right here, the Porsche 959 Pro Rally Raid. This is one of the coolest cars in this game, in my opinion, because of one of the engine swaps you can do to it. It effectively quadruples its horsepower, or maybe at least triples it, and makes it, honestly, way more crazy than any Group B rally car ever could have been. This car was originally developed for rally racing, obviously, as you can see. Porsche took their most expensive and most advanced car at the time, the 959, and decided, maybe we'll take that rallying. I don't know why they thought that would be a good idea, but turns out this thing is really a good car. In stock form, we're sitting at A-Class 742 with, I think, about 400 horsepower. Yep, 394 horsepower, 320 foot-pounds of torque out of a 2.8 liter flat six, and about 3,300 pounds, obviously all-wheel drive. So I want to take this thing out first and race it stock to see how it does. I think it'll do pretty good. It already has rally tires on it from the factory, so should be pretty awesome. But the engine swap for this thing is mighty spicy. Here we are on the first race. As you can see, right in front of me is actually another one of Porsche's rally cars. Cool to see those in the race. I'm going to test this thing out stock. Imagine it'll be relatively fun to drive. Oh boy, there we go. And like I said, this car comes stock with a lot of rally stuff already on it, like suspension, tires, that kind of thing. So really, we're just putting a big engine in and increasing its power by a lot. Okay, brakes. It needs some brakes. You can definitely tell it has early 1990s brakes on it still. Overall though, I mean, it handles pretty nicely on the dirt. This thing has a ton of suspension travel from the factory. I think it was like 10 inches or something. One issue with this car, you can't put a rear wing on it. That rear wing that it has on it, that's all you get. So, not a ton of downforce, which will become an apparent issue when we more than triple the horsepower, but that is a problem for a later date. Currently in fourth place here, doing pretty solidly. Let's see how this does on pavement. Oh, wow, that got way more grip than I thought it would. Okay, so this car actually pretty solid on pavement. Like, that was completely uneventful. Wow. Catching up these Hoonigan Kazi's here. I think we're going to get first place pretty easily in this thing. If I don't crash. There we go. Oh, water. Brutal. Don't hit the wall. Nice. I mean, obviously this is a good rally car. That is specifically what Porsche built it to do, and they built it to tackle some of the worst rallies like the Dakar and some really gnarly races. Alright, approaching the finish line. Nice easy win. This is a really, really good car in this class. I imagine if you brought this up to the top of A-Class, it'd be pretty competitive even online. Just add a couple more horsepower, maybe lighten up a little bit. It's a good car. Alright, we're here in the upgrades. Let's go over to engine swaps and see what we have. So, no surprise here, 4 liter flat 6, also from a Porsche. And then we have the 3.8 liter flat 6 with twin turbo from the new GT3. That's not bad, almost 700 horsepower. But what we're here is the most spicy of them all. 4.6 liter V8 hybrid. This came out of the 918 Spider. It's running nearly 900 horsepower, just over 800 foot-pounds of torque. And we don't even gain all that much weight. 9 pounds. That's crazy. And we're already up 493 horsepower, and it just gets better from there. Now we can go over here, and you know, why not? Why not put on twin turbos on your hybrid engine? That sounds good. That gives us another 177 horsepower already, which is insane. And we can finish up the upgrades, slap on every power upgrade, obviously, because we're going for max speed here. Even the intercooler, 80 horsepower just on the intercooler. That's nuts. Turbos, another 200 horsepower on the turbo upgrade. This thing is going to be craziness. So if we look at our end power figure, 1,400 horsepower and 1,300 foot-pounds of torque, and look at where you get the torque. It's at like 1,000 RPM. You just get instant power because of that hybrid and twin turbo setup. It is an insanely quick car. So we'll go through, finish all the other upgrades on this, and we'll take it for a spin. Little fun fact, like I said, no rear wing you can put on this thing. You can only put a front. Supposedly this is a splitter because this is adjustable race front bumper, but all they did is put a crash bumper and some lights on it. But it's adjustable, so I can't complain there. You get free downforce. So we come to the tunes, you can see the final tune. I'll have this tune, it's available if you guys just look at my name, Sir Dargo, type that in, and you can get the max level tune for this. I've already put my own stuff on it. So what we end up with is a car that does 252 miles an hour, 0 to 60 in 3.4 seconds-ish, 1,400 horsepower, 1,300 foot-pounds of torque, 2,800 pounds. Haven't really improved the lateral Gs all that much, but it doesn't really matter when you're going that fast. Hopping into our first race, fair bit of warning here. This car is very, very difficult to drive. This thing has way too much power for the amount of braking and steering and literally everything else. So immediately we're into third gear. This thing is nuts. It accelerates so fast. I have off-road tires on this too, so just a heads up. It's pretty bad on the pavement, and it doesn't have a ton of downforce, so definitely just drive this off-road. We're already just cooking through this. This thing is an S2 940, so we are way into S2. We'll be super careful with this car. It'll bite you if you're not paying attention to it. Brakes, brakes, brakes. Just four-wheel power sliding out of every corner in this thing. And like I said, it accelerates so quickly that you have to brake really early for corners, otherwise you are smashing every wall in existence. Hucking in the corner. Basically every corner is going to be in some kind of drift because of the amount of power it has. Oh man, just barely managing to keep it on the road at all times. Oh no, oh no. Power, power, power. Okay, that was kind of a save-ish, not really. Oh no. This thing hates pavement. Oh jeez. I haven't completely crashed it yet, which is honestly a win every time you drive this car. If you don't put it into a tree, that's a big accomplishment. Driving this thing makes me feel for all those Mustang drivers that spin out into crowds. Oh jeez. Also, when driving this car, I don't think it's that competitive. Like I said, downforce, huge issue. And it's just a death trap all the time. But man, is it a rowdy fun thing. And that's kind of what these engine swap videos are all about, just picking the most ridiculous setup and seeing how much fun you can actually have with it. And this is one of my favorites, for sure. Yeah, and essentially first, second gear, totally useless in this. Oh, what a machine. Okay, we're hopping in the second race. I'm going to give you guys just some raw gameplay noise because this car also is one of the most wild sounding cars. It's always pinging off the rev limiter when you're off-roading because of how much power it has, even with off-road tires that are like 300 millimeters wide. They're insane, and all-wheel drive. So let's hop in this race, and I'll give you guys some raw audio. Well, as you guys could probably hear, this thing is nuts. Not only is it super fast and super scary, but it sounds awesome. It's just kind of the perfect package for a car in this game. You get the best of pretty much every world, except maybe the handling category, because it's sketchy. There's no other way to say it. It's just super, super sketchy. Like that Ford RS200 in front of me definitely outhandles me in every way. But that's fine. I don't mind, because this thing is so much fun to drive. And then when we get into a straight, I can just mob. I should not be doing 180 miles an hour, and I'm probably going to crash. Ooh, that was close. Oh, we're dead. Oh, no, we're saved. Wow. Yeah, that's kind of the dance you play. Am I going to crash into a wall or not? Well, believe it or not, we're actually going to win a race with this thing, which I did not expect to do. Mostly, whenever I drive this, I just expect to crash into a tree and lose. But there we go, first place. Look at that, it could be a meta car. It can't be. So guys, that is the Porsche 959 with the 4.6 liter hybrid twin turbo V8 swap in it. This, like I've been saying, is one of my favorite cars in the game. It is such a hoonigan to drive, and it's hard not to have a good time in it. Even if you're not winning, you're still going to be having a great time. So definitely check this out. Of course, check out my tune. You can go find it when you look up tunes at Sir Dargo. If you guys enjoy this, please make sure to leave a like and comment down below if you know of any other super crazy rally cars like this that are worth building. And I'll be covering more things like this, doing more festival events, and anything else related to this game. So, see you in the next one.